That game over? Oh, 4-2. Snap. Shit.
Just about.
Who scored?
The Capitals, Spence.
Laura Zeller.
Tell me about your hockey fandom.
Are we live?
We're live.
We're live.
We're live.
I don't see it. Show me the money! My hockey fandom, I like the Penguins, but I root for the Capitals because they're local.
Yeah,
And I like the Penguins because I like Pittsburgh. So
Go Cap.
Oh, so you're a Pens fan. You're a Pens fan.
Yeah, naturally.
Yeah, well, Caps won and the Penguins are not, so.
Yeah, big
Here we
facts.
are.
Big facts. Congratulations, watching the Capitals on your win.
Whatever.
Yes, sir.
Fuck you and your team.
Like always, as we're waiting to be hitting that. Oh, we're at 5. We're at 5, Tyler.
5 people.
Magic
5
number.
people.
I mean, that's a good record.
Let me. Hey Ross,
I like it.
tell me about your weekend, buddy.
Right now?
Yeah, tell me your weekend.
Fuck your weekend.
What,
How was it? Opening day for you, bro.
It was busy.
It was busy.
I had opening day for T-ball.
T-ball.
Then, we had the kids' birthday party up at Discovery Station in Hagerstown.
Nice.
That was cool.
Let's go Caps.
And then Sunday, obviously, I was out on the football field pretty much all day.
All
Get my
day.
Hey, had our first game this season against Broadax. We didn't get shut out. Scored 3 points.
Facts. No donuts over there.
And then I had my first live stream experience.
How was it, Ross?
It was cool. It was fun.
It was great to have you on. Congratulations, Ross Collins. Welcome to the team. Thank you, bud. I appreciate the work you did for me on Sunday. We'll have to see more of you this season as well on the
Hashtag
field.
Joey Blaze Media.
Yes,
Good
sir.
to get those views up real quick.
Yeah,
Sure,
1920.
There it is. All right, we're locked in.
What about your weekend, Tyler? Tell me about your weekend.
Shout out to Joey Blaze.
Yes, sir.
Rocking his jersey today. KFFL game.
Shout out to Joey Bassford. I'm rocking his shirt today.
KFFL, man, that shit was tough. We was up 12-0 and lost 13-12. Long story short, two top playmakers didn't get the ball thrown to them once on offense, and pretty much like shrunk in the moment. Tough love.
Tough love indeed.
Tough love.
12-0 at halftime. An excellent comeback orchestrated by the ship flip Gators.
That's bullshit.
Bullshit?
Fucking bullshit.
That's a bullshit. Oh, come on, Spence. I know. Look, guys. It's
I'm
okay.
not used to fucking
He's
losing.
not. He
That shit
really isn't.
sucks.
This man has been a championship game every single season for what? Last 12 seasons, 13 seasons now.
I ain't even complain though, man. It's just, it's hard when people don't listen, and I don't know. And I can't even play this weekend. We're going to the Cherry Blossom, so
Okay. Heck
yeah,
yeah.
I won't be there to play the Immortals. They're gonna have a fun time.
That's gonna
A
be
tough game.
That's
I wish
gonna
I
be
was there.
interesting.
I wish I was there, but gotta do the family shit.
Hey man, they appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Trey say, I suppose. You up? You here? We live, baby.
We live. We
You know what I'm
on.
saying?
Speaking of Keystone, looking at the schedule, the results in the first week as well. It was last week, yeah.
Get
sorry
some
about that.
results in real quick for you guys.
19-0 Immortals over the Browns. We talked about this Immortals team and how they've been surging the last couple weeks.
Yeah,
we
they-
know the
they-
cast of characters they have.
They could have won a couple more, by a
Mhm.
couple more scores, but like I said, they were just playing around. So
I think this time we're
it's
going
gonna
to
be a tough game for the Bees.
Yeah, I'll tell you what tastes good after a loss. Donuts. They're going to be handing out a lot more of them. They get it their way.
I like donuts.
We were to have Chili on tonight. However, Chili is unable to make it. Shout out
alright,
Chili.
that's alright.
We'll have him back on next week. Same for Sean O'Reilly as we hype up the game next week between the Gators and the Immortals. That'll be the following week, not this week coming up. As we finish up last week's games. Looking at this last result, X-Dogs 34, Spartans nothing. What about this,
Yo.
Spartans, man?
The X-Dogs look good. Dude, like, I'm not, like, the KFFO isn't sweet, but the X-Dogs look good. Like, they're clicking, man.
I
It's
think
a great place for practice.
I
They
think
play
we said
together
it.
a lot.
Yeah, I think we said it when they were
Their farm team
Yeah.
is lit. They've got a nice young cast
Playing
right
spring
now.
ball,
And the veterans are in the right spot. They're a good team.
Yeah.
I love those guys. Thanks for letting us borrow a few.
Oh my goodness gracious. We'll get to that a little later on after Keystone. So 34-0 X-Dogs over Spartans. How deep are the X-Dogs, Tyler? What have you seen up there this season that not most of us have seen in county yet?
I mean, they do the same shit, to be honest. That young quarterback they got to replace Matt is balling out. He's got his experience in now. He's taking his lumps and he's playing really well.
Do we have a name for him?
I forget his name. I mean, if you've played the X-Dogs, you know what I'm talking about. I think it's number 15. He's the tall, lanky guy who plays quarterback if it ain't Matt. Decent man, he runs the system. Like he's pretty good, man. I like him. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes, and he's got guys around him who do what they do. So, X-Dogs are a really good team, bro.
Yeah,
they're looking really good right now.
As we take a look at the Keystone Power Rankings real quickly, number 6.
Oh, and Matt is looking. I watched this guy. So one standout player. We're gonna do a recap.
Can we talk about?
I'm gonna hit you with this play. Last week, Tyler Baum got the ball, I believe, out wide left on like some type of screen or something. Someone was about to pull his flag, and he did a pitch back to Matt. And there was a flag on the play that was on the defense, but it didn't matter because fucking Matt caught this ball and took off on the right side of the field for like 60 yards, bro. And I just watched it happen, and I'm like, as soon as he beat the first dude, I'm like, this motherfucker's gonna score. Yeah. And sure enough, he magically made like 3 people miss, stiff arm, shake, boom, just like bad flag attempts, like, and it was just magical watching him do it. Like he's looking really, really good right now.
Yeah, indeed.
Kudos to him for doing what he does at his age, and
the Immortals game really was the highlight.
He makes you feel good about getting your ass kicked. That's for sure.
That Immortals game,
he prays for you before the game, and then he shakes your hand afterwards. And you can't help but love the guy.
That Immortals game he had a few weeks ago really defined him as a quarterback. There was so much adversity going into that game. A long-time opponent going after him. That was the first time I believe he ever faced Justin Fox one-on-one at quarterback.
Possibly.
Because I don't think it ever happened in WCFFL.
Yeah, because it didn't happen in the spring, and fall. Fox wasn't QBing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that's a true fact.
It was a good game.
Indeed. Classic game
Definitely
there.
classic.
Yeah. Matt can do it all. Defense, quarterback, every over the place. As we get to the Keystone Power Rankings, number 6, the Spartans. They can't seem to find a win right now. Number 5, Killer Bees.
I don't know what to tell you.
They can't get together either. Whew. Browns, number 4.
I don't know, the uniforms are fired up.
Yeah, that's fact. Big facts.
Comfy, and I got cool flags.
Big facts on that. They look really sharp. Uniforms of the year, indeed. Number 4, the Browns, who has started out really well, but they seem to be sliding now.
Beat them. Next.
Number 3 are the... Did I say Immortals? I mean the Gators.
The Gators?
I'll give the Gators props for the comeback. But to me, the Immortals are still the second best team in the Keystone Flag Football League. I mean, after all, do you feel like that game...
They gotta be. They gotta be. Yeah. They gotta be.
Do you agree too?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
They gotta be.
Ross, you agree?
Too much talent.
Yeah. Too much talent.
No pun intended at all in any way, shape, or form. There's, you know what I mean? They got ball players.
There are a couple of misfits, those guys.
That's a true statement. That's a pun intended.
Number 2 is the Immortals. Yeah, 3 was the Gators, And number 1, who else? X-Dogs. As we look at the Keystone schedule for this week, number 6, Spartans take on the Shiflip Gators at 9 a.m., followed by the Browns versus the X-Dogs at 10, and the game of the week, Killer Bees Immortals at 11 a.m. My predictions for this week, I got the Gators over the Spartans. Who do you got?
Spartans.
Spartans getting the first one of the year. I'm going to be honest with you. The Spartans, the team, the blue team, right?
Yeah, they play.
They can win.
They do play tough.
They can win, dude. They're not.
I've been rooting for.
Check this out. Their record does not reflect their ability because their wide receivers drop a lot of fucking passes. The QB may throw some shitty balls sometimes, but the ones that he throws that are decent, they more than often drop.
And honestly,
because it's mostly first downs.
And honestly, watching the way Wenderson plays in the backfield, he busts his ass back.
They might be able to win.
Yeah.
It's a toss-up. I don't have a coin to flip. I'm gonna vote for the underdog too. We'll go with the first one for the Spartans.
Well, I think they'll keep it close because I think the Shiflip Gators might be overlooking them for the Immortals. Everybody realizes that's a game to look forward to on 420 Blaze Day.
There is that too.
That's going to be a big one. So I'm going to go Gators because I feel like they're just a better team overall. Dogs and Browns. X-Dogs, Browns.
X-Dogs.
I think X-Dogs too. The Browns are slipping.
I've been rooting for the Browns all season too, but
you're just looking for a roster spot on Saturdays.
Nah, fuck this shit.
X-Dogs all the way.
We had a lot of fun on Sunday.
I'm gonna go Dogs too.
Yeah, definitely.
Immortals, Killer Bees. Tyler, you're in this game.
I'm not
But
in this game.
that's right, so you can predict it. I think the Immortals take it because I just feel like the Bees right now, while they're trying to get it together, they just can't seem to have it. While the Immortals, they got the momentum. They know what they're doing going into this one. They're very familiar with their opponents. A lot of the guys over there have played against some of the guys on Killer Bees.
I feel like you're just trying to sell it at this point.
I just feel like in the end, though, the Immortals are just too good right now. I'm going to go Immortals over Bees.
Sure.
Tyler, who you got?
Short and sweet, what you said.
Yeah. Ross?
Immortals.
All right.
I gotta go with my boy Moats, man. Every time.
Shout out to Moats.
Shout out to Moats indeed, man.
Is he feeling alright? Have you talked to him? I saw him at the gym the other day, I think.
Yeah, he's good though.
He's a warrior.
He'll be alright.
Always is. He is a warrior.
He literally is.
What's that?
Stage directions.
Fuck that shit.
It's an innovation, like where you tell somebody.
Alright, here we go. Segue real quick fast.
As we finish up Tyler's week at Saturday, and I talk about my Saturday that I spent in Hyattsville, Maryland. We were covering the Brunswick Railroaders versus Montgomery County Rams game over down at Hoyt Field in Hyattsville.
I called it.
You call Sean Moats called it just the sounds of the score.
Score damn near, and I mean, I told you so.
22-6, a Brunswick win. The key to that game was that second half.
The key to that game was practice.
Mhm.
Practice.
Mm-hmm.
Practice. A little bit
Starting
more practice. And then they practiced. Then they practiced having practice.
And you know where that all stems from? Coaching and strong organization. Tackle team seems like they have. They're 2-0 in 11 man.
This is true.
They got some momentum, these guys do.
And they beat some good guys. I'm just saying.
I believe we have them on right now.
How many do we got? Is it like 3 of them? Is it a party?
I don't have quite to look yet.
Something stronger. Where's that cooler, right?
Put it on the truck.
No, they want to see the trophy.
They got to find the
Oh,
captain.
shit.
It's a cooler, man. It's got beer in it. What'd you expect?
Oh, I like beer.
Hold on.
Hey,
Sorry, give everybody seizures. Brian's gonna give everybody seizures.
Is Brian Freeman? Is that what's going on?
There you go. What's up, Cowboys?
Why is this so
Where are you guys broadcasting from?
We're winners. We're winners. We're good. We're good. I can't hear you.
it? Can you dig it?
Yeah, we got you.
Is he fixing his jersey?
Is that what we're waiting on, Brian, to put his wardrobe on?
No,
No.
we're talking about
Waiting for Tyler to fix his jersey.
You don't like this?
What's wrong with his? It has my name on it.
You don't like this?
You hating on Joey Blaze?
You don't like it, really?
We
like to see brothers.
What is wrong with you? You got a problem with Tyler being a railroader?
I can't support. I rooted for you.
That'll work.
That works too.
Oh, Tyler.
That works too.
I'll
Joey, put it on.
just for this segment, okay?
Put it on,
And
Joey.
if we score 60, can I get one?
Yeah,
We'll do 600 for crit.
Make sure I rep it for you all too.
Yeah.
Just for this segment
Yo, we gotta
alone.
score, yeah, bet.
Just for this segment, and that's it.
We're rolling 60 on the Railroaders.
60 on the Railroaders? I don't know. Michael Beachley has that defense playing pretty well in Alumni. I think he might be able to translate as a flag. But we'll get to that a little later on.
Crib.
My question is, gentlemen, the win over Moco on Saturday, what was the biggest key to victory?
You connected to me.
I'm on service. Oh, here we go.
They're breaking up over there.
There we
You
go.
hear me, guys?
Yeah, we got you.
All right. Gentlemen, first impressions after the win over the Montgomery County Rams. Here we are a week later. You're 2-0 in tackle football now. The question is, what can you do?
Let this get off where I can put that on. Oh,
Say it again, Joey. Can't hear you.
I said you guys are 2-0 in tackle football now. What are you feeling after this one?
We feel good. Feel really good. Feel really good about what we've built, what we've put together.
So what was the key to victory against Moco on Saturday?
You want that one? Joey, we prepared. You know, we prepared since January. I think Montgomery County Rams took us lightly. They had 2 practices. We had 20 practices, and they were hating life on Saturday afternoon in the 4th quarter.
Yeah. They just got. I was on the sideline for the entire broadcast. That team was dysfunctional. They were disorganized. They were disjointed. They were definitely ready for preseason more so than the regular season.
Yeah, I think he was MVP of the league. We didn't take too lightly to that.
Yeah, and truthfully, I look forward to seeing how that may go. If you guys ever choose to play a tackle game again, you guys are now 2-0. What is your next big game?
We're open to anybody. Right? Where's Dustin? Ask Dustin. Dustin's about the only one that has stepped up. You know, we'll play Smithsburg. We'll go up there and play Smithsburg. We want to show off our white jerseys, and you know, we'll put the fans in there at Smithsburg. You know, just welcomes to the stadium.
Big facts. Bring the whole town up there. You guys can probably take over the stadium. The attendance for the last game was pitiful on Smithsburg's end.
We're top.
The Washington County All-Stars were the first game you guys played. Ross, the only thing you guys seem to have in common is the Washington Capitals gear you guys have on.
I'm okay with that.
What was your? So they're 2-0. They're undefeated, Ross. So you got any plans to bring back anybody to face them anytime soon?
Probably in the near future.
Near future.
Yeah, Boonesboro, I think.
Boonesboro.
Maybe. We'll see.
Okay.
August?
Speculation.
I always got plans.
Ross always got plans. Hey, any team. This is like the open. This is y'all's forum right now. If you guys want to issue any challenge you want, any team out there to play you, because right now you guys really got it going on.
Joey, I'll issue a challenge to Ross in practice, joint practice.
What do you say?
He said he issued you a challenge at the joint practice.
He issued you a challenge to the joint practice. Do you accept?
Ooh.
Cool. He says, sure. Okay.
Ross knows what I mean. Ross knows what I mean.
I do. I'm down for that.
Same. Anyways, so 11-man is done for you guys now. You're undefeated, 2-0, back-to-back wins. How's it feel to have an actual winning streak in something?
It's a new year.
Hey, winning makes a happy team, man. Winning makes a happy team.
Winning makes you happy, yeah. And I'm glad to see you guys finally get the winning column. The question is, this weekend you got 2 big games as you start the 9-man season against the Red Knights and the Adrenaline Rush. Fellas, what's your approach this weekend transitioning from 11-man to 9-man?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to change anything. Wear mouthpieces. That's all I can tell you.
Joey, I'll take it. We got a new quarterback. We're looking forward to Daniel lighting up the field. You know, we're gonna sling it around. We got our West Coast offense, so you know, ADR better be ready to game plan for Daniel. You know, we're gonna let Daniel lead this, and we're gonna sling it. We're gonna sling it to our guys at outside wide and inside at the. Oh yeah, I see you, Tyler.
See you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you in a couple days, Tyler.
I need 3 more, Daniel.
Tyler's referring to his performance on Sunday.
Yeah, the cards.
So we'll see. On Sunday. Fellas, you bringing the trophy? You bringing the whole town with you?
We're just gonna bring a trophy.
I don't think
the town.
I don't think enough of Brunswick can get enough gas money to get all the way to Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Hey, there's got to be a train station y'all can get off at, right?
Yeah.
Ron Savage. Terrible. But anyway, fellas, Thank you for being on here tonight. The challenge run by Brian Swagger. Anybody who wants to play the Brunswick Railroaders and tackle football, here's your chance right now. But anybody who wants them in 9-man football, pretty sure you're going to find a lot longer line.
Oh,
I would love to
Yeah.
see Williamsport come up with a team.
No, they can't. Not enough people they tried.
Don't worry. I got you all later.
All right, guys.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you on Sunday.
They'll have us back next.
I want to talk so much shit right now.
You want to exit out?
I did.
There you go,
I
Ross.
kind of want to keep that rolling.
These are incredible.
Thank you, Brunswick Railroaders, for joining us. And to our next segment.
Cheers for the beers.
Cheers for the beers. They better bring some beers on Sunday. I mean, well, okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
To an after party in the middle of a field in Brunswick, preferably.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Swagger has a big house. Hey, if they win that game on Sunday, could you imagine the party Swagger's going to have?
If they beat who?
If they beat the Adrenaline Rush,
Shut
man.
the fuck up.
In fact, for the rest of this episode, let me just hang this up, man. Out of tribute. I know I just hated on you all a little bit there, but it's still all love from Joey Blaze.
I love you too.
Ask Daniel. Give him more hate than anybody else in the world.
I'm telling you what. We love it. It could happen. Shit
As
does
we
happen.
resume here and move on to Sunday, Ross. How was your Sunday?
9 a.m. game. Was that 9 a.m.?
You were the first one out, bro.
Broad Axe Warriors.
Again.
Broad Axe Warriors. You historic moment. First game, I believe, in league history that was ever played outside of this county.
That's correct.
Good shit.
So congratulations, Ross, on making history.
Warriors always find a way.
Some way or another.
It counts for something.
Result-wise, however, a lot of nothing, actually. As the Warriors didn't have the best day.
Didn't have the worst day either, though.
Not gonna lie, you guys actually played Broad Axe better than I expected, but a lot of that was my disappointment with Broad Axe's wide receiving core,
Are you?
who I believe had 6 drops in that game. Broad Axe just struggled throughout
Probably.
that. Yeah.
Probably.
The only thing that kept him in that game to
We had
me.
some drops, too.
Yeah, you guys did too. And that was the little thing, kid. CJ Cratchit made his debut at quarterback, and you guys ran a very old school offense, and there's a lot of potential to that. There was a lot there. I liked it.
Stay
You guys are
tuned.
interesting.
Stay tuned.
I look forward to seeing what you got. The final score of that game, 20-3, by the way. As Broad Axe starts out 1-0.
These are some banging
The
ass shit.
biggest shout out I'm going to give to Broad Axe was the play of Kevin Clancy in that game. He was the very reason they stayed in it. He lived up to the hype, I believe,
He
in that first
found
game.
a way to extend a lot of plays to where you could no longer cover him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then made the perfect pass to complete the... Yeah,
Across the opposite
he's the
side
real-
of the field.
He's the real deal.
Doesn't
He
that
is.
sound
He's
familiar?
good.
Doesn't that sound
It
familiar?
does.
It is insane the way he
It's gonna be
plays
a
out
very
there.
interesting matchup.
And you look at the newer guys Broad Axe has, if they can get them all together and gelled up and ready to go.
Gelled up, no homo. Just saying.
Ross,
Yes, sir.
check your phone, man.
Oh, jeez.
Someone's calling you. I feel like Broad Axe has an opportunity to maybe take back their throne. I mean, a little sloppy early on, but it's early. It's April. Let's be real here. What we play as in April is not how we play as in, say, June, when it matters the most. Especially as we just get started. This is only the first week of the season. We still got about, 8 more weeks to play to go? 9? But either way, I'm looking forward to Sunday. The second game of the day was an absolute classic. Ross, tough luck on the loss to Broad Axe.
Thanks.
20-3.
Thanks.
The final score of that one. However, the second game was the game of the week, in my opinion. The best game of the week. If you didn't watch it, go back on the live stream. I'm sorry it's in 6 parts. We'll fix it later. Broad Axe, Red Knights. Let me
Lived
tell
up to
you,
the hype.
It really did. That looked like Andy's best team since the split happened.
There was a real upset alert.
It really was, and they should have won that game.
Could have won that game.
No, it's not even a could have. It's a should have.
Well, I'm not going to debate with you.
But
they had the opportunities. That's all I'm
They
saying.
did, and that defense played excellent.
Good, not good enough in the end, but they could have won.
Yeah, that defense played fantastic.
I can't say should have because they had to hold their money in the red zone and just gave it up. But that's tough when you got Big Mike 6'5" out of jumping and Clancy throwing perfect jump balls.
Yeah,
that was a Madden glitch.
Yeah, and it was just insane because of the fact that it was 0-0 as we got towards halftime, and it looked like the Knights were going to shut them out because Broadax just couldn't get anything going, and it wasn't anything that Clancy was doing. It was more so the receiving issues they had in the last game came back to haunt them in this one, and an excellent defensive game plan. Hey, shout out Michael Hoffman for making his debut at safety this weekend. He played an excellent game, dude.
Good for him. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Who did he play for it?
Bro, how good are you?
The Warriors, bro.
He was on ADR one point. You guys have everybody else in the league. You might as well bring in him.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, totally.
I like it.
I'm not complaining.
He played debut at safety, and he did fantastic. He played a great game. Shout out to Michael Hoffman.
Good for him.
To recap the game, it was 0-0, and as the Red Knights were driving toward the red zone,
I'm trying to add Tom, man, but there's a bunch of people that pop up, and then Tom doesn't say ad next to his name for some reason. He's on there, but doesn't say ad. I don't think he's on right now.
He's on.
Or something.
Let's fix it. That'll be fun.
I invited him.
I'm finishing the recap real quick. All right. It was about 0-0 up until the Knights were driving down the field, and Andy threw a 101-yard pick six. That was returned for a touchdown. Forgive me, I can't remember the player who got it. But that was a turning point. It was 6-0 from there going into half. And that becomes the one thing that hangs over the Knights the rest of the game. They did get back in the second half. Absolutely fantastic game. Andy Hoffman and Thad Jones on offense kept them going defensively. However, the Knights could not hold Kevin Clancy long enough in the second half. Clancy and company managed to just take over on offense in the second half. They played up to the potential they were supposed to. And at the end, that second half was an absolute beautiful duel between two great offensive QBs, two of the best to step foot in this league, Kevin Clancy, Andy Hoffman. Yeah. It was one for the ages. And it came down to the very end when Clancy managed to drive Broadax in for the score to win 18-13. The Knights were not able to score in the next drive. Time ran out. So congratulations to Broadax. 2-0 to start the season.
I like it.
2-0. And honestly, that team looked like the Broadax of old to me as that game went on against Red Knights. I felt like the Warriors game was kind of a warm-up. And you could say it's the Red Knights. They weren't that great. It's not the same Red Knights team we've seen last year at all. Not last spring, not last fall. They got numbers. They got guys who are buying in. This Red Knights team is underrated right now. Keep an eye on them. However, this Broadax team is one that is standing out to me.
How's that, Joey?
Because of the fact that, what do you think, Tom?
What do I think?
Yeah, what do you think about this Broadax team to start the season?
We got to get our shit together, but I think once we do that, I told you we're going to be a team to reckon with. We're back, baby.
I can see the potential.
I don't care what name says. You give me a quarterback to work with, we're back.
No, it's big facts. That's big facts. I see the potential, definitely. You can look at the scores against Warriors and Red Knights and say that's nothing. However, it's April. We don't know what you guys have all the way yet. It's very early. People forget. It's a 3-month season. A lot can change come June.
Well, like you said, we have some other newer guys there. We just got to get organized. Guys got to realize their roles. We'll get settled in. We'll figure ourselves out. Like I say, we went into last week, and I'm not knocking the Warriors or the Red Knights. I think both of those teams are great ball clubs. They got their stuff together. Um, Warriors, I was kind of disappointed. I thought they were going to have some more offseason pickups than what they had. Didn't look like everybody showed up, Ross.
Would be correct.
But what's that?
That would be 100% correct. Not everybody showed up.
Okay. I was anxious to see what you guys would have because I've heard some rumors and stuff, but
Yeah, me too.
I mean we'll take the W. We'll take the W on the first day, and like I say, Red Knights. I mean I kind of not that it was going to be that close, but you know they had us beat. We were on the ropes, but
We wore you out.
you know, yeah. Maybe a little bit, but you know, it. I told you it was going to be tough this year. I mean, no team is a slack off. I mean, you just had the Railroaders on there who are 2-0, building steam coming off of two padded games or whatever. Who's to say they don't wake up some people this year? But with 7 teams, the talent's tighter. You know what I mean? Like everybody's got a little something. Like I say, I knew my brother would have a solid squad out there, and
I seen.
yeah,
I
they gave us all we could handle, and
I didn't.
and I will like, hey, I told Clancy it was good. Everybody knows he's good. At the end of the game, when we needed to drive down and score, what do? We went right down the field and we scored. So
Mhm.
you know, we still got better in leadership. We're not gonna, you know, get anxious. You know what I mean? We knew what we had to do, and you know, our young guys. You say about our receivers dropping passes and stuff like that, but you know, when push came to shove on that final drive, they were right there, man. I mean, so we're not that far away. We got to work out some kinks, but I like our team right now.
Hey, I do too. I feel like you guys are going to be one of those squads that come June are the ones to go out for the most. I mean, it's very early still, and I look forward to seeing what you guys got going down the road, especially this weekend when you guys take on ADR and a former Broad Axe alumni, Tyler Spencer, of course. What is your impressions going into this big matchup?
I mean, ADR is stacked, man. I mean, they didn't win the championship for nothing last year, and by the looks of it, they got better, and what you need to do in our league. Looking forward to the challenge. Um, hey, we play them 2 times. Hopefully, we play them 3 times this year. So, looking forward to it.
I look forward to both encounters. Yeah. This has become one of the better games to watch in this league every season.
Yeah, epic series.
It will be. Not so much last year. The games were a little distant last year. However, I feel like all the issues Broad Axe had internally seems like they passed on time. I feel like you guys have gotten that in order, and that's why you need to compete against ADR, that sense of stability. And I feel like this team has that this year, whereas last year it seemed like it was missing at times.
Totally agree. I don't have much to say about that. Yeah. I mean, we weren't the same Broad Axe last year. We weren't the same Broad Axe last spring. Are we the same Broad Axe that we were when we won 9 championships in a row? No, we're not. But I think we're back on track to get back to that. It's not going to happen overnight. I'm not predicting a upset victory over ADR this weekend. But, you know, as long as we're competitive and we're right there with them, I'll be happy.
Yeah. And that's something a lot of teams, from what I see, might not be able to do this season. It's looking pretty scary for a lot of squads up here in WCFFL, but more on ADR later on. Tom, anything you got to say for the league this week?
As far as the league, I got an email back from the athletic director from Greencastle. We're good to go. The only holdup I have is checking the weather. It is supposed to rain, and it is calling for thunderstorms. So if it rains, we'll play through the rain. Heck, we're on turf. We're not going to mess that field up. But if it is thunder and lightning, we probably will have to make adjustments. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. And that's a commentable.
Fair enough.
The 4 p.m. time we keep seeing for us to be out of there, is that a regular thing going forward?
That was what she said the first week. I need to double check on that, but if we have to, we can move the first game up to 8:30, and then we're underneath that 4 o'clock time every week.
Okay. Yeah.
'Cause we start at 9, and that last game should end at 4:30. Of course, if ADR keeps blowing people out, we don't need to worry about canceling, moving anything.
They're that closer who immediately just busts his ass as soon as he comes in.
And I wasn't there last week. How did it work out with the 4 o'clock? I mean, was the game still going on and we just had to stop the game?
They should have called it 30 minutes earlier, to be honest.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's about right.
I was about 6 beers deep at the Broad, so no offense. I didn't really care at that point.
Well, I looked at Ezra and I said to him, throw the damn flag. Or throw the damn towel, I should say. Because it was looking ugly.
He'd be the one to do it, too.
I wouldn't blame him one bit. But anyways, Tom, if that's all you have to say for now, thank you for joining us once again. We're glad to have you on every week. As the Washington County Flag Football League continues to grow in Greencastle, Pennsylvania, albeit.
Great field.
Great field. Hey, I'm glad to be there. This was, I feel like,
cool, man.
yeah, this was a great experience last week. I think that was the best experience I've had in a field in a long time since Marty Snook. The only thing we need is a food.
I would say, well, I got contacted by Fatties, and I don't really know what to tell him.
Working.
I need to hit him back, but he texted me yesterday. I really don't know what to tell him. I think he would be good to go to park up there, but he was asking me about what do you call them? A permit or whatever, and I have no idea. I'm from Maryland.
We're working.
I don't own a food truck, so I don't know what kind of permits he needs. So that would be cool. Don Brown had talked about getting the Greencastle Boosters Club to have a concession stand for us as well. I'm not sure where that's at. But as far as Greencastle goes, man, I mean, everybody kind of griped that it was hard to get to. I know for me, I left my house and I was there in 20, 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming from, Fair Play, Tilmington area, Boonesboro area. But I think it was further out of the way than going to the normal field. So once you got there, there was plenty of parking.
Yeah.
They get you walk through, there's 4 porta potties there. The field is awesome. The sides have like real benches.
Yeah.
Seating
So-
for families, play area for kids.
And the one thing I'll commentate on, a very good view to film games from, I
Yeah.
believe. Are we allowed up there? Just to make sure.
Yes,
Don said
We're
yes.
allowed up there?
I don't see why not.
Don said yes.
That's us. Perfect vantage point for
Get your
cameras
hands off the
or,
field,
like, film.
get up there.
Yeah. I did a test shot.
Stay out of my-
It looks really good. This is the most legit looking field we've had, I believe. And I'm glad to be up here in Greencastle, Pennsylvania. Shout out to the city of Greencastle.
Yep. And it's a shame Washington County has nothing like that.
Yeah, we really don't. And that's the one thing I believe is hurting this county the most is their failure to invest in the youth. To be honest, you can put in turf field, people can use them. I mean,
Adult soccer,
Yeah.
child soccer.
rec leagues can
Football,
really help
football,
cities out. You can drop it. It
lacrosse.
really does. Like, I don't understand it myself. I believe I've heard.
My problem is this.
And putting the turf
That
field in
you-
2020.
How many softball fields are there in Hagerstown? If they
Mhm.
take one softball field down to repair it, there's umpteen many more to play on, right?
Yeah.
If they take our football field away, how many more do they let us play on? 0. Like, why are we playing by different rules than every other sport?
Exactly. That's what I don't understand about any of it.
Yeah, because softball gets just as rowdy.
Oh yeah. Trust me,
It's like the-
I grew up in the beer
rowdy,
leagues.
man.
I grew up in the beer leagues back in the late '90s. I watched Kenny Diener play softball when I was a kid. That's how long ago we talking. It was rowdy back then. 3 a.m. They'd be still drinking in the
Kenny
parking lot.
Diener was just a young buck back then.
But it's a shame, it really is, because football is one of those sports that can really bring people together. As we've seen the Washington County Flag Football League, we got a very large group of people here. We have a big pool from Virginia, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, D.C., Maryland. It's insane. It's sick. And it can really help grow the communities around us. And yet, Washington County seems to be stuck in this old mindset that they can't seem to get out of, whereas Greencastle, PA has embraced it with open arms. They're not even from PA.
Right.
But it seems like Pennsylvania is a really good flag football market right now. It really does.
Unless it's Patrick Corbin.
Tyler's views are Tyler's views. Agreed. But anyways, Tom, thank you for being on once again. We'll have you again soon. Best of luck this weekend against Adrenaline Rush. That'll be the game of the week, folks. It'll be 1:30 p.m. Broad Axe ADR. Can Broad Axe finally end the streak against ADR? It's been a while, Tom. A lot has changed since that last win you guys had against them. What is your approach going into Sunday?
We're going to be missing some guys, but our approach is to go in there and give ADR all they can handle. Play Broad Axe football and see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Good luck, Tom. See how it goes Sunday. It's going to be a very rainy day, potentially. That could brood a lot of interesting factors. We'll see when we get to predictions. But thank you, Tom, for joining us once again as we move on now to our next result from Sunday. Looking over here, it was
Catch you later.
Catch you later, Tom.
Bye, Tom.
Tom Hoffman joining us once again. Glad to have him on. The third game of the day was the Program 12 Red Knights nothing. Real quick, because he was right there on the field. Our boy making his live stream debut.
Okay.
Ross.
What game?
Program Red Knight.
Program Red Knights. Ross made his debut.
It's me.
Game time.
Sir, I believe this was probably a better experience for you than the first game was.
It was cool, man.
Give me your perspective on watching it.
It was cool, man.
It was cool. You heard him the first time. It was cool.
It was
man.
cool. So 12-0. What did you see that stood out the most to you from the Red Knights defense? Which 12 points allowed. I believe 6 of that was on a McKinley touchdown on a punt. Which
Right.
you said you had the best vantage point
Right.
of.
So So if you take that out, it's what 6-0.
6-0.
6-0. Yeah.
It's a good ball.
And that's
game.
actually,
It really was a
yeah.
good game.
It really
Once again,
was.
the Red Knights almost pulled it off.
They did. They
Week
played.
1, man. Week 1 jitters. I'm telling you, they're going to be all right.
I had a weird feeling that Kevin Hart, he knows what I'm talking about, was going to do that too.
Yeah.
I did. As
I
soon
had
as
a-
I moved to the sideline, I was like, look,
You
they're
know
gonna
it's
punt
funny.
this, and he's going to return this.
You had the same feeling I did because
I
that
really
clip
did.
I recorded was the only clip I shot from
Yeah.
that tower. As soon as I shot it, I was like, "That's enough for me." If the
knew
quality's
he was gonna
bad,
do
it
that.
seems like a Facebook issue. There's a Facebook issue with that. I'll post a better quality of that video later, but like that punt return for a touchdown was sick, and that right there was the main
Awesome.
difference at the end.
Yeah.
The Knights defense may have gotten the best of the program.
Good thing we never punt.
True that. But the program's defense and special teams got enough of the Knights to secure the victory. Congratulations, program. 1-0 to start the year. Red Knights 0-2, but honestly, this team is
They
already
played-
to be better than what they had
They
last year.
played hard.
Absolutely.
Big facts. This
Lot of
Knights
heart.
team, yeah.
And going back to what you said about Broad Axe too, which I noticed for the Red Knights, especially in the first game, was their receivers were dropping a lot of balls as well. In the first game especially.
That game was heavy. I think I counted 13 drops at
Yeah.
one point. Was a
There's
total
lot
in the
of-
Broad Axe
there's
Knights
a
game.
lot of drop balls.
Throw drops. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that the first half is one of the most brutal offensive games you'll ever watch in your life. The
At
second
least in the
half,
first game of the season.
yeah, the second half was watching two of the best quarterbacks in this league go at it and duel each other. Andy and Kevin had an absolute duel in that game.
Receivers started catching.
But Andy just didn't have enough against program. It's a shame because
It was close.
it was. He really was. You take away that pick six as well, and that's an
That was a pick six and a punt return?
No, the first game he had a pick six.
Yeah.
Okay.
101 yards returned before halftime.
Jesus.
And that was the difference.
Wow.
But in the end, 0-2 are the Knights, but this is a good team. They got a lot of youth.
They do.
I swear I saw a guy with a shirt saying South Hagerstown High Yearbook Club 2018-19. He's not even out yet, man. That's some Survivor stuff right there. Hey, that's the survive. Hey, year one survivors did that, and we built a young core out of that. Good speaking. This is going to be a good team. I look forward to watching the Red Knights the rest of the way. As we get to the next game, Spence.
Yeah, I'm going to get off the couch. I mean, I
Get
was
the hell off our couch. Off our couch.
Look,
Go.
I was there for a
Spence,
lot
get
of
back
it.
over here.
I was there for pretty much mostly
is
both
empty.
games, and I'm going to get off the couch.
Wow, what happened?
Get off of your couch.
Talk about it. You were there. I don't need. Come on.
Spence.
I
Come
do this
on.
every week.
Everybody
This
does
is your
what
first.
happens.
This is your first. Again, come
No,
on.
it
You did
ain't.
your first live
You don't do
stream.
this every week.
Come
Get
on.
over there, man.
Come on, bro.
Ross doesn't like being on camera. That's all.
I'm the guy in the background, man.
Background Ross.
There are my little jabs out there once in a
I'm
while.
just eating chips, man.
I'm just talking
Can I get
shit,
one more
man.
beer?
I need beer.
Fresh out.
Beer, please.
You
Chips,
should go.
man.
Why are you playing with my chips and there's a whole bag right there?
It's Wednesday night, man. I got a party walk in.
Joey Schmack.
32-0 of a ruckus.
It was a great game.
For you guys, yeah. I mean, for the rest of the league, it was probably like their worst nightmare come true.
How?
I mean, my goodness gracious, this was the number 3 team in the league. This is the team who took you all to the ship last year.
Dude, I think we still had like 15 or 16 people on the sideline total.
It was insane. Y'all were just heavy deep. I never seen an 80-yard team look so good.
No, you didn't. You've never seen an 80-yard team look so supportive of one another and interchangeable.
Big facts, because that is the one difference I saw between last year's ADR and this year's ADR. This team seems to be a lot more mature than last year's team. And that's no diss, because this is their best team yet. If you guys saw 2018 ADR was good, 2019 is going to be great for the looks of it. 32-0 of a ruckus. I mean, to be fair to Ruckus, however, I mean, Joe Edwards was in a bad situation. He was once again their emergency quarterback. They didn't have Steven Renner.
It's unfortunate that he's going to get judged for that game
Yeah.
the way that he is, but
Both his starts, he's had tough matchups.
he got thrown into the fire.
Yeah, he had to play against Mayhem last spring as well. A case where he was the last second quarterback. And
Thrown
he's
into the
had-
fire.
it really is. Like, hey, Joe Edwards is a trooper. He
He's
just
got the capabilities.
he really does, right, Ross?
He does.
There's an athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're funny.
But
Yeah, I know what he just did there.
in the end, just not enough there for Ruckus at all. 2 safeties, I believe, and a pick six.
That's what happens when you got the best kicker in the league. And a little bit of wind at your back.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, Bryce is definitely a
My
better
goodness
kicker.
gracious.
I'll put money on Bryce Weatherholtz over Kyle Marshall.
Bryce Weatherholtz, I believe, might be a
Fact.
better kicker than Kyle
Fact.
Marshall. Because the one thing ADR did, the one thing ADR did like the most was the fact that they utilized special teams. Something that a lot of teams in this league
Oh, you
don't
like that we
utilize.
kicked that field goal?
I like that you kick a
It
field
happened
goal.
twice.
I like that you kick off.
Yeah.
First and 20 is greater than first and 5.
So
Am
it's
I
first
right?
and 30. Even if you don't kick it that deep, I mean, you go down there and pull a flag. I think the best field position we gave up was when we literally said, "Fuck it, we're not going to kick this one time."
And I wouldn't
When we
recommend.
did kick, it was first and 30.
And I don't think I recommend
At best.
fielding it either.
Yeah,
Not if
but
you're
that's-
back there.
That's where we pulled it at, first and 30. It's good shit.
Very good strategy. A good one indeed for ADR. But 32-0.
Yeah, you better, Chris. Chris Tibbs said, "I'm bringing the bullets with me."
Hey. That just raises stakes even more.
That's the shit we like to hear, though.
That is indeed. But the second game was absolute domination, but the first game was bad. 31-0 ADR program, highlighted by 3
Game
interceptions.
4.
The lead receiver, I want to say, was for the program was none other than you.
Yeah.
What happened?
I balled the fuck out. We had a good team game.
My goodness gracious. I don't know why you're not being used as wide receiver for the Killer Bees, because you right there, you had a lot more receptions than any other program guy did.
I can catch. I can catch.
I saw 31-0, an absolute smothering, ADR over program. It was just brutally one-sided. And
They are who we thought they were. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Nah, but I told you what was gonna happen. We said we was gonna give up donuts. We gave up donuts.
yeah,
I told you that Adam was gonna get stuck in the pocket. Adam got stuck in the pocket. I told you we was going to embarrass Renner, but Renner wasn't there, so Joe had to deal with it.
and you embarrassed Joe instead. Thanks, Steven. You sacrificed Joe for your sins.
We put good pressure on the quarterback, and we got great DBs.
Yeah. It was bad. 63-0 the final between you guys against Ruckus and program.
Sounds great.
We'll see. Whew. The gap is.
I won't post any more donuts though. I'll find a new creative way to post zeros.
Okay. Instead of the classical way.
Bagels.
As we take a look at the power rankings for the Washington County Flag Football League.
Got to answer on what? I don't know what you're talking
At number 7, I am going to put the Warriors, who started out the season 0-1 with a loss to Broadaxe.
Listen, y'all better get mad. This is your mid-season address right now, early on, Ross and the Warriors. I need y'all to bring it. Who they play next week?
They got Ruckus, which
They
is
better fucking win.
basically which is
That's the rival.
basically
That's the rival. It's the fuckest matchup.
That's going to be a game we got to talk about later on in predictions
Yeah.
because that's going to be an interesting matchup.
Warriors
But-
better win. They got to pick their shit up. No more last place for the rest of the year.
They got to get it together. Number 7 is where we put the Warriors at. No offense, Ross.
Are you putting the Railroads ahead of us because
Yes,
Because they don't have-
because they haven't fucking played
they haven't
yet?
lost.
Because they got spunk. They got it going on. They got
got
something
it
you
going
guys
on.
don't got.
What?
Wins. They're on a winning streak, back to back, ever since the alumni game,
This is
brother.
flag, dude.
But bro, ever since the alumni game, they've changed their name to the Railroaders. They've embodied the spirit
We
of
didn't
that
know you were
tackle team.
calling because the people who are calling are messaging in, and I've talked to Jody about calling in, Trey. So we're not ignoring your call. The phone's sitting up there, and Ross hasn't been told to check it. So
Yeah, if you guys want to call in, message me first. That's the better way to go about it. That way I can signal Ross to go over there and hit the button. No diss, Trey. You a good guy.
I'm my little brother. I wouldn't ignore him.
I'm about to say, yeah, it makes you no sense. Why would you?
Exactly.
We can't even see it, right? We're looking at the camera.
Uh-huh.
It's all good, though. Warriors, number 7. I'm going to go Railroaders, number 6. Brunswick's got it going on. It's all about the Bewick. Ever since that night, November 10th last year, when they beat the Washington County All-Stars,
Hold on, you put the
they
word
won a
back down.
trophy. And then they did it again Saturday against the Moco Rams, the TFL champions. They beat the champions of a semi-pro league.
This is a fact. I don't know how terrible that fucking league is. I know it must be like 500 or worse. But I told you they was gonna win.
Hey, let me tell you, those guys were fuming about it, and one dude was upset because it was an expedition game and they were losing it.
Yeah, shit happens.
They were just firing, man. They were
Yeah,
bitter.
that
They
was,
were cold.
listen, when it's your expedition game and their Super Bowl, no excuses.
It was just sad, you know. It was just terribly sad. 22-6, they railroaded them
They
as
had a
they
great
railroaded the All-Stars.
They probably went home and railroaded some hoes too.
Oh, yeah.
Railroaded some lines.
Hey, what is it? What was they say about Brunswick?
What was the final score in their game against the
Hills and hoes and
Hill
beer.
stores and liquor stores.
Hills, hoes, and
Yeah.
liquor stores.
Hey, they got the best over there.
22-6.
Shout out. 22-6 Railroaders, and number 6 they are on the power rankings. Congratulations, fellas. Keep it going this weekend.
Some great fucking chips, I swear to God.
We're all sure applauding. Are you proud of the Railroaders?
Sure.
They got 2 trophies. How many do you got?
2.
You're tied. I think you need a settlement. Defend your trophies against their trophies for a championship.
Who's next?
Number 5, Red Knights, 0-2. This is no diss on Andy. They did a great job this
Wait a
weekend.
minute.
Don't get me wrong.
Wait, hold up.
Wait a minute.
Hold up.
Hold on.
Hold up. How are we 7th
Yeah, your
with
power
1
rankings are
loss?
fucked up.
And you're putting Brunswick ahead of us with no games.
Brunswick's got to be ahead of the Red Knights.
And
too.
Red Knights are 0-2.
No, because
Yeah,
the Red
yeah.
Knights, it looked.
No, yeah, to be fair, man. To
What
be
I just
fair.
asked was because of our record.
Because they looked good in their losses.
Yeah,
They
but you
looked
just told me
better
it was
than
due to
you did
record.
in your
But
game.
they've got to be below, man. It's got to
They
be
do.
Warriors.
Point- That's our
Point
zero.
differential.
losers.
Point differential.
Point differential, they lost 2 games. They should be last.
You
I
can't throw a
just-
point differential in now because we have 3
Because,
against
look,
Railroad
look,
0.
hold up.
Oh, now he's trying to
Hold
defend
up.
himself
If
from
I
making
were
his
to
funny
do it,
shots.
if I were to do it the normal way, they would have stayed 7th. But I'm going to give them 6. They got momentum based on that. Knights have momentum too, based on playing well their first 2 games. You guys got nothing.
I
You
don't
got
agree.
beat by Broadax. What do you got, Ross?
You know I stood over here and don't
You
say
lost to
much.
the Railroaders in the All-Star game.
You know I stood
The
over
Red
here and
Knights
don't
beat
say
you in the
much, but your
playoffs last
power
year.
rankings
You had
are
1
shit.
win last year.
Power rankings.
Right now,
you
Joey,
too.
your power rankings are shit. If you
Back
go
it up
off
on
of
Sunday.
record,
Win a game.
we're not talking. We're talking about power rankings right
You
This
now.
is the fact. This is the fact. We're not
Ross, you
talking
have
about real
1
rankings.
win since last July.
But
That's not what.
that's not
that's
what we're
not
talking
what we're
about.
talking
That's
about,
not what we're
Joey.
talking about.
I asked you why the Railroaders were ranked above us.
Oh, sorry.
No, I thought you guys were fighting.
Mama came out here ready to go.
She walked in thinking we were fighting.
Mama came out here ready
and I
to go.
gestured off camera
Joey,
like it's all
Joey,
good. I swear.
listen, hold up. All right, watch out, Tyler.
Oh
I
my
need
God.
power couch real quick.
Is he coming to debate this shit?
Okay, man, hold up. So your power rankings are us 7
Yeah.
because we've lost the game. You're
Yeah.
putting the Railroaders ahead of us.
Let it be known
Who have played 0 games.
the Warriors have 1 win since last July.
Okay, let it be known also your other debate was point differential.
You lost by
We
17.
still have a 3-point head of Railroaders because they have yet to play.
Bro, I'm basing
Your
off
power
momentum.
rankings are shit.
This is momentum.
And I'm not trying to
They got
take.
more
Listen,
momentum.
hold up. Let me be clear real quick.
Okay.
Red Knights played very good football on Sunday. I'm not trying to take anything away from the Red Knights. But if we go off of what you're trying to say, the Railroader, listen, and I'm still saying if even
This is true.
without, okay, take the point
Brunswick should be
differential,
ahead of the Red
take the
Knights.
point differential out.
Because
Right now, your power rankings should be Red Knights 7, Warriors 6.
Wait. Why?
Yeah,
do you
because
think
they lost
the
twice compared to
record-
once.
They
Yeah.
You-
looked
I
better
asked,
against
you said record.
Broadax. They looked better against Broadax.
It doesn't matter. I asked you, said record, Joey.
That was
You
way
know I don't
back.
say much,
should
man.
do
I
it,
usually just
bro.
sit over there on the couch and keep quiet.
Bro.
This is the most lit. fucking
Your power
podcast.
rankings should be Red Knights 7, Warriors 6,
This man is mad.
Railroaders
because he's
5.
I don't disagree though. He's got a great point.
Spence is dick riding right
No,
now.
Actually-
he's talking
Wait,
true.
hold on.
It should be, if anything, if
Yeah.
you're saying that the Red Knights played better than the Warriors,
Then you go
it should
0.
be, there should be Warriors, Red Knights, and then Brunswick. Because they haven't played.
Something like
but
that.
even still, the fact that you tried to slight the Warriors
Yeah,
by
man.
putting
Oh
the
my
Brunswick ahead of them, and then
Hey.
the Red Knights who were also winless because they looked
And again,
better
we were
against
talking about
Broadax.
flag.
I'm just saying, they got more mo.
Yeah,
than
we're
you do
talking
right
about
When's the
now.
last time
They
the
got more
Railroaders
mo,
won a flag?
bro. They got more mo. After they lose this weekend, potentially, they might
Power
not have
rankings
that
are shit.
anymore.
Come on, Joey. Move on to the top ones. 'Cause that's all
somebody-
anybody cares
Can
Number
about.
somebody
4.
write in the comments hashtag power rankings ain't shit.
Well,
How many hashtags can
I'm
we
sorry,
get for Ross?
Joey, but
If you agree, power rankings ain't shit.
Trending right now. Number 4, I'm gonna go with Ruckus because
I'm
they
gonna log
just
on to make sure that I do this.
actually. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go Ruckus number 4. They just looked like they had nothing against you guys.
Hey, listen, I love Clancy. I just want you to know that.
Do
'Cause-
you?
Yeah, because when I commented and said that we need to get him uncomfortable, he put the sad face emoji.
Dude,
He's a good
Clancy's
guy.
awesome.
He's
Yeah.
a good guy, dude. I fuck with the boys.
He gave you a shout out on live
That was-
stream. when
Yeah,
we were talking.
I talked to.
that was
I
the
talk to
worst
Music
part,
all the
man. He went
time.
out there and did that and didn't really talk one bit of shit.
I talked to. Yeah, he don't talk. He's quiet.
He
I
just
talk.
went
I
out
talk
there
to,
and did what
to
he
Music
did.
every now and then. But yeah, man, fucking.
I'd like to
Clancy's
know
funny.
his completion percentage, honestly, for the whole day.
Not good because Broadax's receivers had like a lot of drops. I mean,
yeah, the damn drops.
I don't think they were used to.
balls
I don't
were
think
there, though.
they couldn't catch from a guy who could throw that well. Like it was insane. Clancy was playing excellent. My God. But we'll get to that in a minute. Number 4 is Ruckus, like we said, 0-1. Joe Edwards in a bad place, but if something were to happen to Stephen Renner and Joe's the answer, he seems very limited. He's more of a runner than a thrower. That's what
Isn't
I've
that what
noticed
Steven
about
Renner
Joe
is?
Steven Renner?
Isn't that what, yeah, isn't he a...
He's the starter, but what if something were to happen? Something changes. He has a late
But
game.
doesn't he run too?
He runs too, but
I mean,
Renner's a better passer than Joe is.
okay, well then there's your argument.
Yeah, Renner's a better passer. I've seen Steven play. He's put up 3
you
touchdowns in playoff
you
games.
put B Mike at QB, or Dustin Mitchell, or
What are you smoking?
I mean, how many options do they have? Eddie Dorsey can quarterback.
Can he? He had history?
Potential.
I don't know. I mean, maybe.
Potentially.
Okay.
I mean, it's an ego thing, but not an ego thing. It's a mindset. To be honest, it's really a mindset. You don't even have to be that. Let me say this carefully, for somebody gets their feelings hurt or anything. You don't have to be that good to be a good quarterback.
Yeah.
Like IQ can trump a lot of shit. Smart play calling extends a lot of people's careers and makes a lot of people look good who aren't necessarily good. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of guys on the circuit who only throw fucking screen passes and slants, but it's money, you know? So if that's what you do, that's what you do. I mean, it's a confidence thing. It's being not afraid to get hit. It's knowing how to, move in a pocket a little bit. It's knowing how to stay calm under pressure, how to tell everybody in the huddle, shut the fuck up. And, it's a mind game, really. It's a true mind game. And then if you're good, that helps a lot. So there's some guys who are just good and athletic. Like we see people who really can't even throw that are just athletes at quarterback on the circuit who like just run around like CJ Tarver. Destroyed 3 teams in the GCFFA. Right? I mean,
I can vouch for this firsthand. I watched him
And
destroy mayhem in Owings Mills.
Yeah.
I filmed that game.
Yeah, so and then
It was brutal.
Tavon Gatlin for like speed kill. Like there's guys who can play quarterback who just fucking will run all day.
Mhm.
They just run all day. They'll spread 2 by 2. So, but yeah, for Ruckus, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know. Ruckus is a ruckus. I don't know. The D-line looks soft. You can keep it 100 with you. The D-line looks soft.
I mean,
that's the worst.
Weren't you blocking them at one point?
Bro, I can block. Don't try to slight me, though. But yeah, their D-line was like the worst D-line they probably had in a while. There's no Javon Parker. There's no Shane Zabir. There's no noticeable names on that D-line. It's linebackers. Who's that? Play Tyler Spencer at quarterback instead of Boone this week. I could do that against
Based on your argument you made earlier.
I could do
about
that.
quarterbacks.
I could do it. Dude, trust me, I would if I could. I promise you. I would if I could. But it's possible. But
I mean,
yeah.
your game against X-Dogs is really well received, I heard.
Bro, I've played quarterback and done okay.
Turkey Bowl MVP 2018.
It's not bad. It's a fun time. But yeah, the Rutgers D-line is soft.
Ruckus D-line looked really soft last week. I agree.
There was like no pressure.
There wasn't.
There's no pressure.
But they didn't have Renner, who is one of their bigger pass rushers.
If Renner's playing D-line and quarterback, they're really fucked.
Hey, I mean, I've seen people do it. Matt Eisenberg did it for X-Dogs last
Go
year.
back to eating chips, get Ross back on the couch. He's speaking gibberish.
Gibber Ross.
I don't know. Maybe Tom taking as many as I have.
Who said I was speaking gibberish?
Tom said you're speaking
No, he
gibberish.
said I'm speaking gibberish. That's me.
Looking at the countdown, I just feel like Ruckus needs quarterback stability in the worst kind of way right now because they don't have it, and they won't until.
They don't.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Oh, okay.
Hey, guys.
What's up, Joe?
What's up, buddy? But yeah, man. Fun times.
Yeah, put Ruckus at 4th. Number 3, I'm for the
I
program.
miss you too, Tom. Who's next?
Program number 3.
Power rankings ain't shit.
Power rankings ain't shit.
I know, this is one of those weird times where I'm looking at it and I'm like, do I really want to put him up there? I mean, they picked the Red Knights, but that ADR game was bad.
But they did beat
I
the Red
can't
Can
keep
we
eating the
compare?
chips.
Can we compare the game between ADR program from last spring to this one?
They're the exact same situation
Mm-hmm.
with a completely opposite turnout.
Yeah.
Because most of the guys played 3 or 4 games that day. A majority of the team played at least 2 games in Winchester before that.
Mm-hmm.
And then played Rutgers too. Everybody subbed out, interchanged, rotated, and did their job. Man. It was a good time.
Yeah. No, it was one-sided, and the biggest problem with the program is that offense has gotten stale. What was it, Tyler? You had 3 interceptions?
Fact.
That offense is nowhere near what it was last spring. It is not the team that looks like one of the most balanced teams in the league. Last year, we talked about the height they had this time. Offensively, defensively, special teams. The program had it all. Suddenly, they seem like they might be regressing against superior competition.
Well, I think it didn't.
But is
help
it
them.
just the ADR effect where...
Nah, I don't think it helped them when they started going tight ends either, because then it just closed the pocket even more.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know. They got to figure something out.
Yeah.
Offensively, the defense isn't really always this. It's the offense got to put up points, man.
And that's the problem right now is they couldn't against you
One
guys,
was a
but
gift.
they
Yeah, shout
couldn't.
out to Haji for that great defense.
Yeah.
Putting that ball in the air.
The problem is, like, you look at it, it's not even just a game against you guys. They only put up a touchdown against the Red Knights on offense.
Who?
The program.
It's true.
That's a major regression from where they were. I mean, Adam had 21 touchdowns last spring. He was first team all A bracket. It seems just they're not where they were anymore, and it's a question of where they're going to go from here. A lot of momentum games this weekend coming up. Number 2, I'm going to put Broad Axe, and Broad Axe, I was saying 2-0 to start the year. It wasn't pretty against the Warriors and Knights on terms of the receptions, but the potential was definitely there, and I didn't see anything that was phased about them. We don't know how good the Knights really are yet. The Warriors, we don't know how good you guys are yet either, but we'll see. No hate, all love. Let's give you all the facts right now. 0-1. We'll see how it goes against, who this weekend.
Tim's drunk.
Oh, I can tell. Program is... Does he want to be called in?
He's typing in all caps. We'll call him in a minute. That's my guy, though.
But I feel like this Broad Axe team has the potential to really step up as the season goes on and take charge of this league.
For sure.
And definitely challenge what you guys have come June.
They've got a good squad to build upon.
And then we got to realize it's only April.
It's very slept on what they have to pull out of the bag. Everybody's got connections.
Scary, isn't it?
Hey, I wouldn't say scary. I say it's beneficial for the league.
It is. The better talent we bring in, the better we'll be in the long run.
Fact.
And number 1, of course, who else?
No Warriors.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
I'm over here reading this shit because Malcolm said, see, that's why Tim can come to the cookouts. That's probably the funniest shit I've seen on there all night.
That's hilarious.
That's funny as shit.
That's awesome.
Number 1, of course, ADR. You guys are I'm be honest, if you guys keep playing like this, this is your best team ever. By far. I felt like the problem you guys had last season was while you were great for what we consider this league is, you weren't great for what you needed to be in the long run.
Yeah, we got a sense of urgency, I think.
Last fall, you all had a lot of slow starts against Top Gun and the Assassins, who both just did not do very well.
Yeah, everybody came out ready to play.
And that was the one thing different on the sideline was it was a team effort.
Totally threw in.
You guys were moving players in all kinds of places. You played guard. You played linebacker, I believe, corner, right?
D-line and wide receiver.
You played guard.
I did.
My goodness gracious, the amount of depth.
Give that man some credit.
Not only
He
that, I
played
played guard well. I played guard well for what
I
it was
remember
worth.
saying that every going.
For what it was worth.
Did I really just see that?
It was insane. And the free agent acquisitions along the way.
I don't know. I don't have nothing to do with that.
Insane. Kinsler.
I'm just
Chili.
I'm just a team player.
Oh my goodness. This ADR team is.
There might be more to come.
There is.
It's only April, guys. Remember, it's only April. As we look at this Sunday schedule in the Washington County Flag Football League, starting at 9 a.m. with number 7, the Warriors, versus number 4, Ruckus. That is
prediction time?
This is a schedule. I'm just running through it real quick. Yep. And then it followed by at 9.
You want to call in, buddy? Go ahead, Q. I'm sorry.
Followed by at 10:30, Ruckus will take on the program. So a very, very bad draw for Ruckus. They get ADR week 1, and then week 2, they have to play against 2 teams that hate their guts.
They better have some backup offensive linemen. I can tell you that.
Backup offensive lineman. Oh,
Their offensive linemen are going to be busy all day.
Is that what you're saying, Ross? They're busy all day.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even play.
What game we talking about?
We're talking about Warriors Ruckus. Is Ross
Warriors
is already
Ruckus
throwing
is-
something
Yeah, Ruckus
down?
was-
Warriors Ruckus is definitely like pregame. Like that's one of the best undercards you can get.
Mhm.
If Brodax ADR is highlight of the week, that's your second best matchup right there.
Yeah, we know all about the Warriors Ruckus rivalry due to the fact that the whole alumni thing, Boonesboro Pittsburgh connection, right there. Ross, you guys every year you play them so well, but you guys can't seem to find a W.
He's also got two teams fighting for identity.
Yeah, and that's going to be the one thing interesting the most because I feel like
Because momentum is very real, and I don't know what the schedule looks like next week. Not that the week after. Not that it technically matters. I give a shit, but you know what it's like to ride a win. You know what I mean? That's what you want to do. You don't want to lose
no big facts.
ever. Really.
But I feel like these first two games could define all.
Power rankings really ain't.
Power rankings ain't shit. I fuck
The
with
more I
movie.
think about it, man.
Fuck that movie.
But let me look at this game.
Go ahead.
Let me look at these first two games like this. I feel like they're important for all three of these teams because you look at how Program came out against the Red Knights. They were sloppy. They didn't have the offense. They seemed like they regressed. And then against ADR, they were just absolutely slaughtered. Look at Ruckus. They were destroyed by ADR as well. Look at the Warriors. Broad Axe did them dirty too. Who's he going in? Oh, is he going into? But like I said, I just feel like this game is going to be something they need to work on in order to get it together. All three of these teams need this game. I feel like these first two are great matchups. Program Ruckus, always a great one.
The first two games.
Warriors Ruckus, sick game as well.
Try it again, Tim. Hey, Eric.
Looking at the 12 p.m. matchup, Railroaders, number 6 against the Red Knights, number 5. That's going to be an underrated matchup, I feel like, too. You got a more experienced team. Railroaders, Red Knights. That's an underrated
That's
game.
a great game. Upset alert.
Upset alert? Really? Okay, we'll get to that predictions.
It's possible.
But you got an older team in Railroaders versus a much younger team in Knights, and I'm pretty sure Joppy hasn't forgotten about the alumni game yet. I know he's been wanting that matchup for a while. We'll see how it goes between those two. As we look at the fourth game of the day, the game of the week, Broad Axe Adrenaline Rush, 1:30 p.m.
That is good stuff.
That's going to be the matchup to look forward to. Followed by the last game of the day, one that could be interesting depending how both teams approach it. Railroaders taking on Adrenaline Rush. There's been a lot of talk between you guys back and forth lately on
I'm
social
down.
media.
For almost any friendly wager that they want to put up.
Any wager?
Like almost any wager.
Brian Swire, you're a betting guy. Tyler's put the gauntlet down for you.
Like if they want to go first downs, because they're not scoring. So if they want to bet on anything else statistically, I'm telling you, we're kicking that bitch out the end zone on them every time.
Okay.
As long as Bryce is there.
We'll see as we segue to predictions.
I mean, someone else could kick, but Bryce has got a fucking boot.
Facts.
I mean, seriously, that Kyle can kick too. You know what I mean? A lot of people haven't seen Bryce kick though, because he only kicks PATs. That motherfucker has a boot.
And it can kick off to make touchbacks every time, which screws over any offense that can't move the ball.
Oh yeah, first and 20 is a bitch.
Yeah. I mean, you got to. It's a lot harder to go.
Oh shit! Everybody's favorite, my man.
Does he like to make predictions too?
Yeah, man, he's totally gonna be down for predictions.
Who?
Ooh, none other than my man Tim.
Are we still trying to add?
It's adding
Speaking
them
of
now.
kickers?
It's adding now. Yeah, speaking of kickers,
Speaking of kickers?
couldn't have been any better
We're
time.
trying to add to
One of the
it.
all-time greats.
I like it.
We're trying to get him in here. It's
I think we've done this before. He never accepts it.
yeah, Tim, you might have to press
In the
accept
comments, literally saying
on your side, brother. You might have to press the button. It says it's trying to add you. Push the fucking button. Push the button.
Meanwhile,
You're one button away, Tim.
you're one button away from greatness.
Who's he on this year?
He plays in KFFL. He doesn't play for them.
Oh, he's in Keystone. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's he play for in Keystone?
Immortal?
He's
Yep.
on Immortals, right? Yeah, he's on Immortals.
AFN contract.
Shout out Immortals.
Well, Tim, it's not working, buddy.
Oh, well, prediction time anyways. Tyler, first game of the day, Ruckus Warriors. What do you think going into this one?
Warriors have to win. Period.
Big facts.
I don't know the score, but they have to win.
They're in need of a win. That's something they haven't done much lately is win. And against Ruckus, they've been close. Don't get me wrong. Every game they have is competitive. It's always a great game between those two. The trench war alone is fantastic to watch. But the problem I feel like is the lack of a passing game, which was very absent against Broadax last week. Their best bet in this one is to keep it very low, which I think is going to be a low-scoring defensive game due to the fact that both teams don't have that premier offense. They showed it the last year when they played Ruckus. And now it's against Scotty Scott. Against Steven Renner and against maybe Joe Edwards if Renner's not there, I feel like this Warriors team might have a shot for an upset.
I think the Warriors will win.
Really? Yeah, Warriors.
Me too.
It's going to be like 12-6.
12-6? I see that. I think even Western than that. You know what I'm going to go with?
I was going to go 6-0. 7-6.
I'm going to go 3-0 Warriors.
Oh, my God.
Kyle Marshall kicks the only score of the game.
3-0.
That'd be awesome.
3-0 Warriors.
That'd be
You guys
awesome.
somehow surpassed last spring's worst game ever.
I'll talk
take
about
that
that
shit,
for
though.
I'll talk about that for a week.
A win's a win, especially according to your rankings, but not quite.
It's going to be. I'm going to tell you though. I'm going to tell you that the best angle to watch that game is going to be in the trenches. That trench war is going to be sick from start to finish. These two teams are going to be very physical with one another. But we're going to go Warriors, and I'm pretty sure we know who you got.
Yeah.
As we move on to the next game, Ruckus again. They have to play.
Honestly, before we move on, I just want to say, whichever quarterback completes more passes will probably win the game. And I don't mean that like, duh, but because it's not a true fact that if your quarterback completes more passes, that you're guaranteed going to win.
True.
But both of these quarterbacks need to complete a pass. You know what I'm saying? Like, their games that they played last week, I don't know how the Warriors game went, but I know you kicked, so you got within field goal range at one point, but it sounded like it was a little bit of a running offense. But regardless,
Very much so.
Whichever quarterback completes more passes is going to win this game.
And that's going to be the one thing the Warriors need to get down is quarterback play. What I saw last week out of Kretzer was that some of the passes were there. They're just a little off. The look that Will is giving you right now is amazing.
I've been out of the game for a little bit.
But CJ Kretzer in his debut against Broadax seemed like he handled it pretty well. A lot of the best plays came off of his decisions on the run.
Yeah, he'd be all right, man.
If he gets down the passing game, I feel like in time he can be good. I mean, look at Ruckus. They have Steven Renner who never even played the position.
That's why I'm telling you, someone's going to have to throw the fucking ball because these defenses are going to stop the run.
I don't think CJ's ever played
Yeah.
the position.
Renner wasn't a quarterback until he had to start for us as the Ducks back in 2016 in the playoff game against Ruckus, ironically enough.
Someone gets to prove themselves.
Going to be interesting because this is Steven's biggest shot because he seems like he's their long-term option.
Is that who their quarterback's going to be?
We can't keep talking
I think he'll be there.
We'll just bet on it.
If not, it'll be CJ versus Joe Edwards. There's going to be a lot of running in that one now. Woo. We'll see how it goes. Ruckus Warriors. However, Ruckus, another bad draw. They got to play another team that don't like them at all in the program at 10:30.
They got a doubleheader?
Doubleheader.
Damn, what if Ruckus loses both games?
0-3 after going to the championship
Joey
game.
would probably still have us ranked below them somehow.
Because
Because they played better against program or something.
No, I'll just cite the losses to Smithsburg you guys had back to back.
Again, talk about flag.
Impeccable.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Ruckus does have a
JK.
tough draw.
JK.
They're gonna be
That is
pushed.
tough, bro.
They're gonna be pushed
That's
to,
why I
to
said
their limit
Their
against the
offensive
Warriors.
line is going to be
Those guys are gonna be
Yeah.
wild.
all day. man.
Ruckus is gonna need their numbers because the Warriors are good to have a good solid depth chart. The Ruckus is gonna need their guys to show up in the trenches because it's gonna be a long fucking day having a doubleheader, especially playing Warriors first, and then who's the next one?
Program.
Program's gonna come ready to
offensive
dog.
line's going to be working
Program
all
needs that
day.
win.
And honestly, you talked about how soft Ruckus' D line was last week.
I mean, and I don't mean that any way disrespectfully. I mean that in a sense like soft that they don't have any fearful players on their D line. I don't know any of those guys personally. It looked like a bunch of new faces. You know what I mean? Like
Damien Coates.
Black Dame. He rushed a couple times, and B Mike rushed a couple times, and I think Dustin Mitchell rushed a couple times, but they don't have anybody who's like a big, solid D lineman, anyone to even fill like the D tackle position essentially, or like Joe Edwards came in and had to rush a little D line, which he actually did a good job because he's big and athletic. But I think if Ruckus can find a D line to get some pressure on the quarterback, they'll be okay. Because I mean, even fucking Boone threw 2 picks, I believe, against Ruckus. Rupert made great plays at the safety position.
He plays great.
So if you give them an opportunity, they know how to take the ball away from you. But they got to get pressure on the quarterback to be able to do that. So that's going to be their key. They might have to dial up some crazy blitzes or a different type of scheme because what they have right now isn't going to cut it for the rest of the year. Being frank, just off the D line alone, bro.
True.
I swear you got to get pressure. They didn't get any pressure.
And that's the biggest key. And we saw that what happened with Adam against ADR. Like 3 interceptions to you alone in that game. The pressure got to him there. And if Ruckus can get to the same kind of pressure on him, they could pull it out. But I feel like this is going to be a bad matchup for them. This is a bad draw to happen right after.
The Ruckus program wins.
I think program wins too.
How many scores? I think program gets 2 or 3 scores total. They have potential to score more, but I think it's going to be held to. It's going to be a tough matchup for them as well because Ruckus isn't sweet.
They have to establish Gary Little. Gary Little did nothing last week.
I think they need to just establish They need to establish a quick passing game.
That's why you have Gary Little, right?
You got a bunch of playmakers.
You have Ricky Miller.
You've got
Ricky Miller to the Gary Little
and
combo.
And Matt White. You've got
something to
playmakers.
shake your.
You got playmakers. You just need to get the ball hands quick. That's what I was talking about earlier with being a quarterback. If you can throw the ball quick and just give it to the fucking receiver, otherwise you're looking at incompletions all day long.
Facts. Take facts.
And sacks. Looking downfield. So
true.
Tough.
Looking at the third game of the day.
I got program, by the way. I don't think
you got program as well, Ross?
Yeah. I don't think you ever asked me what
my bad. I was focused on what Tyler was saying. He was saying like a shit.
Program over Ruckus.
You got program over Ruckus?
2 to 3 scores. We'll say it's a 12-point score.
I could buy it.
By at least 6. Spread 6.
If it could get bad, especially if they lose to you guys, Ross, because I feel like it's just interesting. These 2 games are a momentum swing for all 3.
Program might take one to the house and get a pick 6.
It's weird how the schedule always works out.
Yeah, and talking about Ruckus's bad luck, going from opening with Railroaders in a 9 a.m. game week 1 to having to play ADR and then program and Warriors the same day. Just awful luck for Ruckus. No Ruckus for Ruckus. Third game of the day, Red Knights and Railroaders. I feel like this one has a lot of potential to be an upset. I feel like the Railroaders, if they can adjust to their strengths and play the same spirit and attitude they've had in those alumni games, they can perhaps surprise the Red Knights on Sunday.
If they've been preparing to play Andy Hoffman, which they should have been for at least 3 weeks now.
And that's the thing, the Railroaders have had the most time to prepare. They've had a long time to prepare for Andy, who everybody knows how to play against him by now. He's a long-established name. And I feel like this time to spectate has allowed them to grow even closer. You got to think about it. Brunswick has played more tackle games and flag games.
They should just come out with that fucking mentality.
Exactly. The same mentality that beat the All-Stars, the same one that beat the Moco Rams. If they can dig deep and embody that kind of spirit again, and I was at both of those games, that Brunswick team was just excellent from start to finish. And I don't think I hit it, my bad.
I didn't fuck it up.
I got Red
This
Knights.
Brunswick team's got it. I feel like they have a chance. And honestly, if they can just play smart ball and not try to be in a shootout with the Knights, they can beat them. Because this Knights team, just like Brunswick, is more defensive oriented.
Tough game. I'm going to pick the Railroaders by like a point.
A point? What do you think it comes down to?
A fuck up. Somebody's going to fuck up.
6-6.
I don't know. Something crazy's gonna happen.
Something crazy, stupid happening. I can totally buy
to
it.
be honest, Andy and them might blow them out. I don't know.
Really?
It's either gonna be a really good game or a really bad game.
We'll see. I feel like the rain could be a big factor in that. I feel like the rain's going to factor into all these games. So you think about it.
This is all hypothetical.
Yeah, but you got to think about it. 100% chance is what I'm seeing for Sunday.
100% chance ain't nobody fucking playing is what I'm seeing.
We'll find out.
That shit said thunderstorms all day.
Thunder, yeah.
All day.
We got a turf field, now we need a dome.
Yeah. Fact.
But I feel like for this game, I'm going to give it, I know my notes say otherwise, but I'm going to give it to the Railroaders. I feel like Brunswick, if they can just run the ball, get the stops on Andy, shut him out of the end zone, and control the clock.
Brian Swider, MVP.
Red Knights.
Swider will be
That's
playing.
a tough thing to do, though. Control the clock against Andy. I mean, he's a smart.
They can
he's
do
a
it, though.
smart general.
He's a smart general. But this
Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
I renege. Red Knights.
Red Knights.
By like 2 scores.
2 scores. Okay.
Daniel Taylor's quarterbacking.
Hey,
Hey,
nobody believed that we could beat the Nighthawks in 2015,
that shit.
but
that shit
we
was
did.
A long
We
time
did.
ago.
And Daniel Taylor was the quarterback then. I think Daniel Taylor comes back.
If he would have been doing sprints and push-ups since then,
He's been in shape. He's working out. He's ready to go. I feel like the
And
Railroaders,
grown to
this whole team's ready to go. I've seen what Brunswick's been on the sideline. They got momentum. They got swagger, quote unquote.
this man could
I
sell
got Red
manure
Knights.
to a
No
cow.
pun intended. I'm going Railroaders.
What's the next game? You got 2 Red Knights.
The game of the week, ADR Broadaxe.
Yeah, let's talk about that one.
He said
Watch out for that
bullshit.
run game, though. They got something. Be physical.
You said
Railroaders going to be very
bullshit.
physical.
Oh my goodness.
ADRX.
I'm glad.
Tyler, we know your opinion on this game.
So,
What do you think?
I just want a donut. I just want donuts.
It's going to be a
It's gonna
tough
be
donut to get,
That's right,
though.
but imagine if we get this one, everybody's really gonna be like, "Holy shit!"
The most epic donuts. I mean, best quarterback to step foot in this league in terms of accomplishments.
Probably, yeah. In a while, we'd have to go back, but yeah, he's pretty legit.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta rattle those young guys, like Tom said. We gotta make sure Clancy's uncomfortable. We gotta wear Sean's old ass out.
And that's gonna be the one thing up front is that trench war.
And yeah, we just gotta get them all tired because we're gonna have more people to rush and they're gonna have to block.
It's not been pretty lately either between you guys. The last year it was very lopsided.
My man Clancy, donuts. Yes, I love this guy. Love this guy.
I'm hyped for this one.
I love this guy. Listen, Chris, you know I'm just talking shit. I mean, they'll probably get one. But as a defender and playing on defense and considering myself one of the leaders of the team, I'm going to sit here and tell you I want a fucking donut. And I stand by it.
All right.
I want a fucking donut.
So I'm gonna
Don't
say,
throw me the ball, Clancy. I swear to God. I don't throw me the ball. You'll never hear the end of it.
hey, Adam Malott learned his hands were reliable last week. Tyler can catch. Don't throw him the ball.
Easy blocks. Tivis, you just got to show up. We've been waiting for you in the Washington County Football League. We've been waiting for you.
I'm looking forward to seeing this game. I'm not gonna
It's
ask
going
you.
to be a good game.
I feel like this is gonna come down to the trench war ultimately.
That's going to be a good game.
And I feel like if Broadaxe can get some kind of pressure on Boone, especially up the middle,
We haven't seen their D-line either.
yeah, then I feel like they could win this game. But ultimately, Broadaxe's receiving core left a lot to be desired last week. I counted a lot of drops between both the games they had. It did not look like a full core until the second half of that night's game. But that was against a very young Red Knights team. I feel like until they get it together, they may not be ready to beat ADR yet.
Maybe not yet, but that's a good thing we do play. Hey, my man Malcolm said Axe by 5. He wants some shit, Patch. Nah, but like you said, we play them twice. And like Tom said, hopefully we get to play them 3 times. You couldn't have got a more truer statement. It's going to be the matchup of the year all year long.
It is.
Clash of the Titans.
And it's the one thing we're thinking is going to likely
It's going to
be.
turn down. That these games are going to determine who gets the first seed.
It's like It's like a regular season game between like say last year Golden State and the Cavs. You look forward to see what they have for that game going into what they had going into the playoffs.
I think you'll see both teams looking better than they looked last week.
Facts.
You'll see more bodies on both sidelines.
Are we doing predictions for ADR,
Yeah.
Brian?
What do you got,
What you
Ross?
got?
ADR.
I got ADR too. Will, you're a guest star right now. Will Dayhawk joining us. Who do you got?
All seriousness, I think X. They show up. It'll be a tight game. Tight game, 21-20.
21-20. Okay, Will going with Broad Axe. So the three of us going with ADR. Moving on to
It's Clancy season. Morphin time.
Moving on to the final game of the day, ADR Railroaders.
Go home.
Brunswick.
Just go home after your first one.
No, seriously, that's probably about the time I'll be rolling.
None of you all are giving Brunswick a chance against ADR.
Not even the slightest chance.
Did you give him a chance against you guys back in November?
Wasn't a part of that one, boss.
Did I? Yeah, I gave him.
All y'all just blended at this point. So I can't tell who's on whose team.
Yes, I did. Yes, I gave them.
Good
a
call,
chance
though.
back in November.
Let's just say we'll be done by 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock?
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, we have to be, but
Where's that box? Wrap it up, Pete.
Brunswick keeps it close early. ADR overwhelms them, however, through
I didn't
superior
mean to
strength.
chill. I
and-
meant,
oh,
I meant with Brunswick. Wrap it up, Pete.
yeah, oh,
Like it's
look.
cool.
they're gonna come out there ready to go.
I
They're
just
ready
need
to
a jer-
fight.
I just need a jersey. That shit's fly. I ain't gonna
Hey,
lie.
look-
I like fly. I'd wear that shit in public.
This stuff's nice.
Yeah.
Shout
that shit's cool.
out to Brunswick alumni. I'm gonna take it off to show off again, but like
That shit's cool.
one of the best
They're
jerseys ever made.
That ain't my size. but
And
it's
you know
comfy.
what? Brian told me they're gonna wear this on Sunday.
Oh, shit.
Brunswick black for Sunday against ADR.
Their own funeral. Good for them.
Ooh,
Say no.
Spence with the
Nah,
disco.
it'll be. I'm excited to see what they have in their first game and then see how it pans out. They scored on us last year. We expect to make sure they don't this year. So,
All right,
I'd like 60
60.
for Nipsey.
I think they put. I think they'll fight. They'll play you tough, but
Why not?
I just feel like you all are too good right now to lose this game. One ADR, probably about 30 to 40 points, but when it's all said and done,
No comment
because they'll call it in the third quarter.
for a halftime.
I have ADR just
ADR.
for the record.
Are you going to go off the limb here, Will?
No. ADR, I mean, they're too crisp. They're too sharp. They have too many weapons and not enough answers. I mean, Brunswick, they're not going to have it. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
All ADR. So we're all
And
in
they have
agreement.
a double. Well, they only
It's
have
a
a double header.
doubleheader.
They have to sit out a game too.
It hurts. It hurts
You
Brunswick. They got to
know,
sit between games.
It might be good for them. They
Then
got
you
time
have
to
to
take a
play
ride to the bar. Close his bar and get some fucking secret stuff.
Do you have a point there?
Hey, what, you gotta wonder what's in those assassinators Kenny Dieter makes.
I can tell you exactly what's in them. You'll just have to hit us up later.
Yeah, I was gonna say
He'll pour one for you.
if you go talk to him, man, he'll let you pour your own.
It's good stuff. No, it's good. It's real good.
You know exactly what's in there.
They do like a real well on Brunswick. Whew. Anything else? I mean,
Let's just hope the fucking rain passes.
I'm like, yeah, I looked at that forecast and I cringed.
We got
man.
too good of a week lined up to have it.
Way
in.
too good of a week.
Hopefully, we can at least get a game or two in.
And you know what sucks the most?
For real though, this is
We-
I just hope if it's gonna storm, it storms to the point where no one can play. I hope it doesn't waste anyone's time that doesn't have to drive, because you're not gonna find out. Most people, if you're driving a distance, you know what I mean, and that game gets called, you're gonna at some point have to turn around.
we'll be there.
It'd be nice if the games are either called, you know, as soon as, but not saying Tom has any control over it. We know that. I'm just saying personally, it'd be great if it's going to thunderstorm. That shit thunderstorms all day long, as opposed to just here and there.
Mm.
You know, we don't want to get our hopes up. And
I hope it just rains and doesn't.
yeah, we get
Thunder
rain's
lightning.
cool. Rain's cool.
I'm fine.
I hope we all
That'll change the aspect of a lot of things.
Yeah.
That's the thing, because that's when
That'll make
the game
21
comes
to 20.
to
That'll make
play.
him sound like a fucking crazy guru or some shit. I mean, I don't buy it, but
That'd be pretty sick. Well, you got to think about looking ahead, Tyler. This is our last week of county for a while. We just got started, and here
see
we
you
are. already.
assholes in Ocean City.
Yes, sir. Blood Talk at the Beach, April 26th. Be there. We'll be live.
true.
But for now, Sunday morning is coming very fast.
Still have to provide.
Sunday morning will be coming up, 9 a.m. Ruckus Wars will kick us off. Another weekend of Washington County Flag Football League. And another weekend Keystone as well. Stay tuned. Football is back, everybody. Thank you for joining us once again tonight. For Joey Blaze, this is Tyler Spencer, Ross Collins, and Will Dayoff joining us. Special thank you and shout out to Brian Swagger as well as the rest of the Brunswick Railroaders. And, of course, Tom Hoffman for joining us as well tonight. Gentlemen, have a wonderful evening. We'll see you Sunday.
Power rankings ain't
Power rankings ain't
shit.
shit.
Power rankings ain't shit.